My name is Hailey Dempsey and I go to East Mills Elementary. I'm in 5th grade and my science fair project is the chicken egg experiment. My question is, can feeding my chickens peanuts make them lay bigger and heavier eggs? Well, my hypothesis is that research says that if you add protein to a chicken's diet, they will lay bigger eggs. I think that since peanuts are high in protein, if I feed my chickens peanuts, they will lay bigger and weigh more. The materials I needed were a notebook and pencil, kitchen scale, plastic container, gallon-size Ziploc bag, flexible measuring tape, unsalted shelled peanuts, laying chickens, and fresh laid eggs. My procedure is that on week 1, I'd feed them their regular feed. On week 2, I'd feed them 3 ounces of peanuts per day. Week 3, I'd feed them 6 ounces of peanuts per day. My daily procedure was to gather the eggs and weigh, measure, and record. My peanut prep procedure was to place the plastic container on the kitchen scale, zero out the weight of the container, measure 3 or 6 ounces of peanuts in the container, put the peanuts into a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, and then crush them. Feed them to the chickens. My egg measurement procedure was to weigh each egg in ounces and then record. Measure circumference of the length and width of each egg in centimeters, using the flexible measuring tape, and then record. My observations and variables was at first I tried to separate my chickens and feed them an equal amount of peanuts. Then I realized that some of my chickens did not like to eat them alone. I found that my chickens were more social eaters than my other pets. There's also no way to tell which chicken ate more than the others and what chicken laid each egg. In conclusion, the eggs grew bigger by 2.7 centimeters in width, 1.9 centimeters in length, and 1.8 ounces heavier overall in just 2 weeks. I was able to determine that feeding my chickens peanuts made them lay bigger and heavier eggs. I think this can help farmers or people that got chickens during the pandemic to get eggs. Some questions that people have asked me were, how did you come up with the idea for this project? Well, I got chickens during the pandemic and I read that protein can make their eggs bigger, so I determined that a cheap protein is peanuts. I wanted to see if my chickens would eat the peanuts, and if they did, the eggs they lay would get bigger. And they did. Another one is, what is the most important thing you learned? Well, I learned that it is really cool that if I add different foods to my chickens' diets, it changes how big their eggs are, and also how heavy they are, and also with other foods, how thick the eggshells are. I think farmers could add protein to their chickens' diet and get bigger and better eggs.